I have the great pleasure of being able to show you a style that has been beloved for many years. So many of our wig sisters love this style, and I get to show you this one in 2 colors. So let's learn about this incredibly popular shag cut named Mellow. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook, and I am here on behalf of 𝖾𝗑teti𝖺 to bring you this review. And let me just say, I know not every style is for every person, and not everybody loves really choppy, layered cuts like this, but many of you do, and this one has really stolen the hearts of many of our wig sisters, including me. I would have never ever said that I liked a cut like this, ever. But when I first got Mellow 3 years ago, a while ago, I could not have been more in love. I have worn Mellow in ponytails, in clips, with headbands. I have worn Mellow every which way. This is such a great throw and go wig, really casual style. And in this video, not only are we going to cover this wig, I'm going to do a quick color comparison of these 2 colors, Caramel Kiss and Iced Mocha, which is what's on my head. Because I'm going to do so much in this video, I want you to know that I use timestamps in the description. I try to timestamp all the major segments of my videos to make it really easy for you to skip to anything that you're looking for. You don't have to watch the whole video to learn about color, and they'll be really important in this one. So if you are only wanting to know about the color, go down to the description box, find the color segment, and just click on the number. It'll take you straight there. If, on the other hand, you're curious about the sister style that I have, you can go ahead and skip to that as well. I'll try to make this a really cohesive, segmented video to make it really easy for you guys. Л𝗑teti𝖺 is both an online retailer. They carry all the major name brands, and they also have some in-person wig shops. I think they've got 4 in Canada currently, 1 opening in the US in the next week or so in Kansas City, and more to come. Really love them. That's why I partner with them. I love that they do live sales every week with big discounts. They offer a name your price feature. They have just so much going on, and I can save you some money as well. I'll put a coupon code in the description box below. If Mellow's for you, or if there's another wig that you've been eyeing, you can save some money. Okay, let's take a look at Mellow from all sides. This color really highlights the choppy layers. Again, it's a unique cut. I recognize that. Another thing that I really love, and that is testimony to the fact that this is a really popular style, is Mellow actually comes in a lot of colors. 𝖫tetica doesn't generally offer their wigs in a ton of colors. Some other brands actually have more colors available, but when you see a wig from 𝖫tetica that has a lot of colors, you know that style must be popular. And as they've launched some new colors over the years, Mellow often gets included, and they add those colors to the Mellow lineup. So she is really loved. Now, Mellow has a lace front and a left mono part. So left going over to the right as you think about how you might part your hair. This is not an extended lace front, so it is just temple to temple lace. We have got ear tabs with bendable stays, no soft material. We have an open extended nape and hook adjusters, open wefting throughout. 𝖫tetica lace shows on me. So I'm going to show that to you right now. You can see that lace. It shows up on my skin tone. It always has. And so I know it doesn't show up on everybody. We don't all have exactly the same type of skin or skin color. So what I do is I trim back my 𝖫tetica wigs with a pinking shears, a scalloped edge shears, scissors that creates a little wavy edge on the lace when I cut into it. that solves it completely for me, and then I can wear this without worry that the lace is showing. I actually made a video using 𝖫𝗡𝗓 James, I believe, showing how I do that. I'll make sure it's linked below. I will also say that it can vary because the lace on this one, I just threw the Caramel Kiss color on. Up until this point, I've been wearing the Iced Mocha. The lace on this one is not really showing up on me as much. Hopefully you can see that. So there can be some variation as well. So maybe you'll find some do and some don't. So another thing to be aware of when it comes to 𝖫𝗡𝗓 wigs is they generally run large. 𝖫𝗡𝗓 has been my go-to recommendation as a brand when wig sisters reach out and tell me they have a little bit of a larger head measurement and they struggle to find wigs that will fit them more maybe on the average large spectrum, even heading toward large, and 𝖫𝗡𝗓 has always been a great recommendation. This wig is huge on me. 𝖫𝗡𝗓 has historically always been really big on me, so I cinch these in. I get a lot of extra cap up here. It's just really big on me on my whole entire head. My solution to that is to cinch them in using those hook adjusters that I showed you, and I wear a wig grip with them. And so far that has been all I've needed to do to be able to wear 𝖫𝗡𝗓 comfortably. All my measurements are in the description box below so you can compare them to yours. Now these are made with regular synthetic fibers, and they do sometimes look a little shiny in some lighting depending on the color. I have found that Caramel Kiss does sometimes look a little shiny. Iced Mocha depends on the lighting. So you will find some variation in the shine on regular synthetic wigs. Some are shiny, some are not. If you find that you want to try this style and the piece you get seems a little shiny, you can tamp down the shine on your synthetic wigs with a variety of things. Dry shampoo, and you guys, they're not all created equal, so if you get one and it doesn't seem to be working, you might need to try a different brand. Some women swear by dry shampoo to tamp down shine. Cornstarch, baby powder. I actually have a video showing how to use baby powder to tamp down the shine on a wig. I'll make sure that's linked in the description box below. Let's talk about Permatease. Mellow has a little bit of Permatease, and from experience, having had a Mellow for years, and I used to wear Mellow all the time, she does sometimes feel a little full up in this area. Now the Permatease isn't heavy, but there is a layer of Permatease sort of all up in here, a little bit on the sides. I would say there's more up here than there is on the sides. It isn't super pillowy. I actually wonder if maybe they've lightened the Permatease over the years. I'm not sure. I recall feeling like there was more Permatease on Mellow than I'm noticing on these pieces. Part of that could be I just have a lot more experience with wigs now, and so I don't notice some of the things that I used to notice. But just note that this does have some Permatease, and it does have this full feeling all up in here because of that. Now, I have shared in many, many videos over the years how you can deal with wigs that are too full, especially if you're a new wig wearer, because you will get used to seeing yourself with more hair over time, but in the beginning, it can be a little tricky. So one of my favorite solutions is just to throw a headband on with your wigs. Just the process of kind of putting a headband on the top, and then you can tuck the wig, you know, because this has that lace front, you can pull it up off of your face. You can use some bobby pins to maybe pin down a little bit of the hair. But the more you can kind of trick your brain, if you will, the better it will be for you as you're trying to get used to wearing wigs. And usually we notice things that other people don't, but this kind of a choppy layered wig is great for styling with accessories. So I just would like to encourage you, it can be challenging, but don't give up, and know that styling your wigs is sometimes all you need to do to give yourself time to get used to wearing them. To summarize, Mellow is such a casual shake and go style that you can just throw on your head and run out the door. It's a no makeup kind of style. You don't look like you just spend a lot of time trying to get ready, which honestly is needed in the wig world sometimes. Sometimes we feel like all the wigs are too fancy, too polished, and I don't feel good in them when I'm just throwing a wig on with no makeup. But Mellow could be one that you can throw on whether you've got makeup on or not and run out the door. She has some fullness. Not going to be for everybody, but you know who you are if you love cuts like this. And a lot of women have told me that Mellow is their favorite everyday go-to style. This wig is going to go and go. It's a workhorse. I find 𝖫etica𝖺 fibers, especially their regular synthetic, to be workhorse fibers. I mean, seriously, this isn't going to be tangling on you. It's not getting a ton of friction on the ends. So I think it's a good investment from the standpoint of you'll be able to wear this for a long, long time, which can be really important these days with the price of wigs. Let's talk about color. All right, again, I have Caramel Kiss on my head. The one caution I'll give you about Caramel Kiss, very, very stripy. But they also have a Caramel Kiss RT4. Sometimes it's C Kiss for RT4 on the website. And so that's the rooted version of Caramel Kiss. So the stripiness up to the top is eliminated on the rooted version. So if you don't like that, you can always go take a look at the rooted version. Another option, you can root synthetic wigs with markers. I personally love to use furniture touch-up markers because they come in a ton of brown shades usually. But you can also use Copic markers or any other type of alcohol-based marker. And I have a video showing how to do that. I would just kind of color in some of the light stripes up there with find the brown color that seems to work best, and that will really solve that. So maybe you don't want a fully rooted one, but you don't like the stripiness, you can fix that with markers. And to me, it's just part of making a wig your own and making a wig that otherwise you love work better. So this Caramel Kiss is a golden brown with light copper blonde highlights. This is very golden. These highlights are very golden. I think the brown is kind of an auburn. This really reminds me of a bright, coppery, auburny, golden. Lots of gold in this. If you like gold, then you'll like this because there's lots of gold. Huge contrast with the highlights. Very high contrast. I mean, this just looks like, in some ways, sort of the 80s, 90s frosted. It's such a unique color. Again, you could get the rooted version if you don't really like the stripiness. I'll throw an Iced Mocha here so you can see that. And I do already have an outside segment where I show you these colors side by side outside. So that'll be coming here in just a moment. They also have normal colors. Like, I know these are kind of out there with the major highlights, but they have regular colors too that are not heavily highlighted like this. I just happen to have two of the wild colors, but if that's not for you, there are a lot of color options. So this one is Iced Mocha. I'll never forget when they came out with this Iced Mocha color. I got Thin in this color, another one that I absolutely love from 𝖫eticaˋ. And oh my gosh, I would have never been able to do something like this with my bio hair. So every now and then I do step out of my comfort zone because why not? I mean, we're dealing with hair loss. We might as well have fun with our wigs. And I just fell in love with this color. So this color is got a chestnut brown base with light brown, ash blonde, and golden blonde. And then you can see this, all of this is more like an ombre effect, I think, and it does not go up to the root. So you don't have that stripy effect at all. I would say that this is very, very warm, very golden. This one is not. The blonde is not golden. It's more of a kind of an ashy blonde. And the brunette is warm, but it's not red. So while the other one's got really strong kind of auburn copper tones, this Iced Mocha does not. I wouldn't go so far as to call it ashy because the brunette is not ashy, but I would not call this warm. And this blonde is definitely on the cool side. I mean, you guys, look at that. It does sort of give 80s highlights in some ways, but I don't know about you, but sometimes I am here for it. So I like it. We can take a look at this one outside. Let me know if you have questions. Again, I've owned Mellow for years. I do love this one. Happy to answer any questions you have, and don't forget about 𝖯 and the helpful tip videos in the description, and I'll link some of my favorite headbands in case that could be helpful to you as well. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Since I have the great opportunity to have this wig in 2 colors, thought I'd give you a look at them outside, side by side. We've got Caramel Kiss, Iced Mocha. A lot more warmth on that Caramel Kiss, a lot more gold. Iced Mocha, much more neutral in tone. You can also see all the highlights, how they concentrated them on the ends on the Iced Mocha. They're a little bit more evenly distributed on Caramel Kiss. You can really see what a huge impact no rooting makes on the Caramel Kiss. So 𝖫tética does make a Caramel Kiss RT4 with a 4 root. I think Mellow comes in that color. I'll put it up on the screen if it does. I actually didn't look before I made this video, but if it doesn't and you don't like the stripy effect but you do like the color, you can root a synthetic wig with furniture markers. I love furniture markers because they come in various shades of brown, but you can also use any type of alcohol marker. Copic markers work, and so you can manage that. I'll link a video below that shows you how I do that. But this is the Iced Mocha. No, it's the way the color is. It doesn't have that stripy effect. You can kind of see the difference. So you can really fix that if you need to. And of course, much more warm, much more golden, much more auburn tones on the Caramel Kiss, not on the Iced Mocha. Hope that helped. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.